Mo here from Mo's Motorcycle Journey. Well, one thing that sucks about owning a Goldwing is you just don't get a lot of mechanics that want to work on them. So I got some tires that I need to get put on my bike. I call a couple dealers and they're like, oh yeah, drop the bike off on Monday. We might get to it by Friday. I'm like, what? No. I'm not going to go all week long without my bike. So call a couple other people. They're like, well, you can bring us the rim, 2-3 days, maybe turn around. It's like, dude, I can bring my 10 cars down to Discount Tire and have tires put on them all in one day. What is the deal with getting a motorcycle tire put on? So this is what I'm going to do. I am just going to buy the tire machine myself and do it myself because I just feel much better about doing it myself. So let's see here, getting ready to go into Harbor Freight, pick up my parts, and hopefully it'll work out. So start the intro. Did not get was a lift. I spent $143.02. Now, let me just sum that up for you. Spent $143 on this. Now, yeah, I got to do it myself. I just got to get a lift, and that's going to be another $100. So that's just say $250. I also bought some wheel weights to balance them, and I could get the Centromatic wheel balancers, but so let's just say $250. So $250. Isn't that what a dealer charges to change your tires? I mean, front and rear, balanced, mounted, installed. That's about the same price. So this all just paid for itself. Once I get my lift, I'm going to change my tire. I'm going to order me a front tire, and I ain't going back to the dealer for that. Okay, got me a lift. It's a strong way. I went with a 1,500 pound because the Goldwing is 900 and something pounds, and they say if you I don't want to get a 1,000-pound lift because 900-pound bike, that's just quite right on the money. So I figured a 1,500-pound lift would do just fine. It's just a little pump lift. It's actually not a bad looking little outfit here. Looks like I gotta just put a little bit together, but no big deal. But yep, let's get that and see how well that works. We're gonna try to attempt this ourselves. Looks like I'm gonna have to locate some tools to change a tire. Okay, I got my tire delivered. I went with the 70 series because they say that you can see it right there, 180, 70, 16. They say that if you put the 60 or 65 on the Goldwing, what that does is it throws your speedometer off. So I'm just trying to get that speedometer back to be accurate. Okay, I think I got her jacked up. Oh my gosh, putting a jack together was I didn't have to put the whole thing together, but there's a couple things I had to put on it, but that's not as high as it'll go. However, I gotta get this tire off first, but she's definitely had her good season. She's what's happening is when it's kind of cupped. It's what they call it. There's a lot of cupping going on here. What happened is when I lean it on a turn, I hear a vibration, and I thought my
rear end was going bad, but it happens to be this frickin' tire, which when I looked at the date code, 2016, so they're already 5 years old. Time to replace them. However, we got the jack going. There are videos. Let me swap this. There are videos on YouTube on how to jack up your motorcycle. I would definitely recommend watching one of those videos if you've never jacked up a motorcycle, especially a Goldwing. They can be very tricky when you're jacking them up, and mine actually has bottom pans on it, so I mean, you have to be careful with those bottom pans and get the jack positions just right. However, let's see how this goes. We're gonna go get a tire. Well, actually, I got the tire. I'm gonna yank this one off with a 3/4. There are also videos on how to remove a rear tire, so I'm not gonna include all of the schematics, and I might have to bleep this out. But there's YouTube videos on how to remove your tires the proper way, especially on a Goldwing. It's really held on by 5 lug nuts like a car tire, which I'll probably put a car tire on one day, but not today. But there are YouTube videos on how to safely and properly remove it. So look those videos up if you are not sure what I'm doing here, because I'm not going to show you the complete installation and tear apart of the tire. So, but here we go. Okay, got the tire out, and like I said, she's definitely had her good days and her bad. So, but it's a 2016 tire. It's already got a flat spot, as you can see. It just makes me wonder, why can't I run a car tire? And I know there's a lot of people that go dark side, but the tire flattens out anyways. What's the frickin' difference? Just my opinion. Anyways, after I get the air out of this tire, we're going to try to dismount it and see if we can get another tire mounted on there. You can see she's kind of dirty, so maybe I'll clean her up a little bit too in the process. But yeah, so here we go. Okay, and just to bring everyone up to speed, if you don't know this, I know there's a lot of people that do, but just in case you don't, to find out the year of your tires, you're going to look for this DOT number, and followed by the DOT is, this one says 3016. What that means is the 30th week of 2016 this tire was manufactured. So, you know, if you got tires on your motorcycle that are 5 years old, I would just recommend changing them. I don't care what kind of tread you got, I would just change them. It's not worth taking the risk. So, of course, I learned this a little later, but the tread seemed to be okay, but then I had some cupping. So let's see if we can get this thing, the bead to break. Okay, I just kind of semi-mounted my tire changer on the ramp to my, this is the bead breaker part. So that thing actually works pretty good. $39.99. This is actually the car tire changer. I do have the cycle part that attaches to it, but I don't even think I'm going to need it. I really needed this bead breaker. So we're going to flip this around, break the other side, and keep on going. To show you how easy this is, I got the tire flipped over. You just got to make sure that's sitting not on your rim, because you will leave paint on it. And then just start pushing down. Still not on there. And there she goes. Okay, other side. Oh, gotta stand on her. That's it. She's off. Okay, get my finger out of the way. All right, let's finish this up. Whew, I tell you, had to get some Dawn dish soap. The hardest part was getting the last bead off. That was the hardest part. You gotta be very careful with these aluminum rims. They can scratch, gouge, create leaks. So I'll have to clean that up too before I get done. But the tire is now off, and we're going to go get the other one and get it on there and see if we can balance this thing. Here we go. I would recommend this tire machine from Harbor Freight. It had the bead breaker on it. It was perfect to break this bead off of the rim. So I would definitely recommend that. It cost 38 bucks, and that's a car tire changer. I did buy the motorcycle part that attaches to the top of that, but actually I think that, yep, that's the car portable tire changer from Pittsburgh. It's made by Harbor Freight. So, or it's made by Pittsburgh, but it's at Harbor Freight. So, but anyways, let me get the other tire, and I don't know if I'm going to try the zip tie method, or I'm not sure yet. But we'll get there and we'll get it figured out. OMG. I will tell you, it was a little bit of a job. However, we got her. So now we're going to fill her full of air, put the valve stem thingy back in there. Inner, fill her full of air, and then balance it. See how well this goes. Definitely keep some dish soap on hand. I just use straight dish soap. I mean, some people will want to mix it in a sprayer and spray it on. It ain't gonna make a difference. Straight dish soap, that just makes it really greasy, and then that stuff just dries up. So, but yeah, let's get the air compressor going. We'll fill this thing up and balance it. OMG. Okay, so this is the wheel balancer that I bought. This is actually Pittsburgh as well. It came from Harbor Freight. I think it was 18 bucks, 19 bucks, but that's how we're gonna balance this wheel. She seems to be just a hair off yet, but we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, guys, that's the wheel balancer. And of course, my tire is not balanced right now. I can see the heavy end always goes to the bottom. So, and what happens is we're gonna have to probably stick some weights on there to get this thing to be balanced. So let's find out what we can do here. And it's raining like cats and dogs out there, so I came into my house. I actually assembled this in my house. It just seemed to be a lot easier to me. But yeah, hopefully she should be fine. But let me see what I can do on balancing this thing. Okay, now I went ahead and spun this thing 3 or 4 different times, and I tell you, this balancer is actually pretty interesting. It's not moving, so I bring it up. It's not moving, so I'd have to say that it's balanced. Yeah, it's not moving. See, now it wants to move. So let me figure this out. I know we can figure it out. I think it's good. I mean, you would think that this thing would spin rapidly if it was unbalanced. See, now it wants to start. See, I'd almost have to fast forward this so you guys can see that movement, but I definitely have to say this Pittsburgh motorcycle wheel balancer is pretty interesting. So now it's starting to move again, but then it just stops. So I would say it's balanced. I think I did good. And of course, you're going to want to make sure you get your valve stem lined up. There is a part on your tire. It's got to be lined up, and of course there's an arrow on your tire as well. It tells you the tire rotation, so you do not want to get that wrong. Again, like I said, this is a Bridgestone 180/70 16. So I went with a 70 series because I wanted my speedometer correct. I've done a lot of vlogging and checked out some of these guys that have these 1800s, and their speedometers are always 5 miles an hour off. Well, that's what they said. If you go to a 70 series tire, puts the speedometer right on the money, and you're running lower RPM. So let's see how well that works. Okay, and like I said before, you got to find the DOT number. That's right there, DOT. And then there's going to be some other numbers behind it with some letters. And here's your date. It's the 43rd week of 2020. So we're not even, so this tire is almost a year old. I mean, you could put it to you that way. It sat on the shelf for almost a year. So, you know, always remember that when you're doing tires. You know, if you look at your tires and you look at that date code, you know, and it says, you know, because the tires that I took off were 5 years old, but they could have actually been 4. But it's still, it needed to be changed. So, but we got her balanced, and I think she's good. Of course, like I said, it's raining outside, but we're going to go put this on, get this done today, because I'm tired of dealing with it. But a lot faster than a dealer. Here we go. And also I need to, I mean, if I'm going to take off the tires, I got to do a front one too, because I got a front tire, but I'm also going to change the brakes on the back while I got this up in the air. So just a new set of brake pads. Shouldn't be that hard. Okay, the tire actually says 42 psi cold, but from what my manual says and everyone else, to run 41 cold. So I got this baby pumped up to 41 psi, and it is cold. It is not hot. Hasn't even been on the bike yet. But let's get out there and get those brakes changed, and we'll go from there. Oh, and if you like everything you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. If you subscribe, you'll see all my upcoming things. I did start journeys already. However, I'm still waiting for a GoPro attachment for my helmet. But yeah, if you like everything, subscribe. That's why I didn't do it outdoors. Got a lot of water there. Anyways, there she be. All nice and new. Guys, that was a little bit of an extensive job. However, I did it in 3 hours. So a lot quicker than the damn dealer. So 3 hours is all it took me. Balancing seemed to be fine. Again, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button and the like button. But if you hit the little bell button, then you'll get everything that's coming in. I know I look like crap today. These are my dirty clothes, because I ain't gonna work on this thing with clean clothes on. So anyways, that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and again, subscribe if you'd like. I really appreciate the subscribers that I do have. I think I'm 130, and I know, and that's 130. I know that's not a lot compared to some of these other people. I'm not trying to get famous or anything. I'm just doing some YouTube videos. This was maintenance, install of removal and install of the rear tire. And I have a brand new tread on there. My front one still is okay. I do have a front one to go on, but I'm not going to tackle that today because my front one's still pretty good. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.